Mhm.
So without further ado, let's get this party started. So I'm not going to put this person as a candidate for the worst person of the year. They're not at that level. I will, however, one
I don't
day
know if we're
come
ever
up
going to
with.
find someone. I'm sorry, but I don't know if we're ever going to find somebody to top that nurse, the labor and delivery
Yeah,
nurse.
she's hard one to
Yeah,
top. She's a hard one. She put people's lives in danger.
yeah. Let's
That's
not
a
say
special kind of.
let's not say that, because as soon as we do say something like that, then somebody comes along. So, but for right
Mm.
now, yeah, that nurse is number one. Like she's up there. This guy is not the worst person of the year. The most annoying, the most delusional. Uh, yeah.
To start things out, my mom passed away when I was 14 years old. I was
Oh, I apologize, Anna. This is a moving thing, so you may not want to watch.
Oh, okay.
To start things out, my mom passed away when I was 14 years old. I was always closer with her than my dad, so I took it very hard and still missed her every day. My dad moved on extremely quickly, and I'm talking like 1.5 months later, and he was openly dating his current wife. And I personally suspect that he was cheating on my mom. She moved in 4 months after my mom passed away. Then, 9 months after her passing, they announced their engagement on my birthday as one of my gifts. I obviously didn't take it very well. I made a scene, I dumped the cake that they got me, and I walked out. I disappeared for a few days until they were about to put in a missing persons report. I was forced to go back. They tried to get rid of all evidence of my mom, pictures, personal effects, memories, and other things. I kept what I could and I hid some others. They wouldn't let me celebrate her birthday or anything to do with my mother. They tried to force me to call this lady my mom, the person that my dad was dating, but I never did it. They would ignore me when I called her by her normal name. She would introduce herself as my mom, and I would correct her every time. It got to the point that I stopped talking to her unless absolutely necessary, or if I was correcting her in some kind of way. These talks were usually one-word answers. My dad got very angry every time I didn't call her mom, and would instead use her first name, or introduce her as my dad's wife. I only spent 2 weeks not talking to either of them when I was 16 years old, because I was ruining their family dynamic. I turned 18 and I left for university and went extremely low contact, and I didn't go back. When I was 21 years old, I got engaged to my fiance. She knows about my relationship with my dad and his wife. She respects it and is on my side. When they found out my dad and his wife had a fit, they didn't know that I was seeing anyone. My dad's wife posted on social media saying she was excited that her son, meaning me, was getting married, as well as a bunch of other things, saying that she can't wait until she becomes a grandparent. I made a short post saying I am not and never will be her son, and she won't be a grandma to any of my future kids. My dad got mad and was saying that I was disrespecting my mother and embarrassing her, and so I asked who he was referring to, because my only mother, my real one, had passed away, and at this point, I lost both of my parents on that day when I was 14.
See, but if I did that, everybody would be shocked.
Yes, we would be.
Yes, we would. Absolutely.
We're used to Anna doing it.
But we know I flip people off regularly.
Okay,
And
so
this father's one of them.
like I said, I don't see them as the worst people. We've had more.
Unfortunately, this is
But
quite normal.
delusional, dude, you are freaking delusional. Also, you was definitely, absolutely, positively, beyond a shadow of a doubt, cheating on your
Harlan,
deceased
you're
wife.
going in and out again. Like when you're rocking back and forth, we
Maybe
can't.
because I'm rocking back and forth. You beyond a shadow of a doubt was cheating on your deceased wife. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you just was lonely. Either way. Okay, let me help you out on something. You can't make somebody, I don't care who they are, your son, you adopted them, you took them from homelessness and you put them in a good home and fed them and all that other stuff. You still cannot force somebody to call who they deem a stranger mom. Like, that's not how mom work.
That relationship has to grow naturally.
And they're trying to force it.
Yes.
So that's when the guy was a kid. He's a grown man now, has his own place, got engaged, has a child on the way.
And there's
You're still delusional. I can't wait to be in my son's life. Okay, now to me, now you just feel like you're personally trying to piss me off. Because there is no way at this point in time, I don't want you to call me your son. You are not my mom. You ain't no way in hell you going to see my grandchildren, no matter how many I have. Like, that ain't never happening. As long as I'm alive, it ain't happening. So, that's all I got, Tracy.
Why'd you call me? This. Boy, that kind of part of me thinks the kid was a tad whiny, just a smidge. But that father, ooh, child. I mean, 4 months after your wife dies, you move her in, and then you announce on your son's birthday that you're engaged. Not the day after, not the day before, but on your son's birthday. You didn't even grieve for your wife. You just kind of made a scene at the funeral, then said, okay, move in. Okay, mistress. And yeah, I agree with you, Marlon. He was definitely cheated. But as this is pretty much. I don't know if this is am I the a hole or real or not or whichever one it is, but
It's just a story.
uh, this is definitely a good candidate for no, sir, you're not the a hole. The father and the mother of he doesn't want you to be his mother. You're the mistress. You're the side piece that graduated up to the main piece. Sit down, know your role. He doesn't like you. He doesn't want you to. He's not going to call you mom. He's never going to call you mom. I agree with the son, although I still think he was a little tad bit whiny, little bit. Um, He's never going to call you mom. He doesn't like you. He doesn't want you in his life. Stop calling him your son. He's not your son. No, stop. Just stop.
Anna?
I want to talk to that father. Come close to the screens, sir. You
Hold on.
have
Stop for a second, Anna. This, I do see you. I'm going to bring you in on the second part of the story. So, needless to say, there is a second part of the story.
Oh no, there's more.
Yep, there's more. Go ahead, Anna.
I had a feeling we're gonna have it gets worse. Sir. You have put this delusional thought into your second wife's head. This is your fault. This is your whispering to her at night. This is your fucking pillow talk. Don't worry, baby. You're really his mother. What the fuck are you doing? Your kid is supposed to come first.
He got on that side piece and said, "Wait a minute, hold on, this feel good."
Mm.
His father is selfish,
Hey,
inconsiderate, and
Mickey.
sensitive. Yes, that's sensitive.
Yes.
Or insensitive.
Insensitive. But,
insensitive sounds more. Yeah,
He should not get a Father of the Year trophy.
oh no.
he shouldn't
Oh.
get a trophy. He shouldn't even get a participation trophy. And you ain't even that. You were not doing nothing. And hey, Nikki,
Four
I called that.
months. 4 months after his wife. 4 months. Some people, when their spouse dies, it takes them. I mean, literally, some people
Years.
just never marry because they're like, I'll never find somebody like this again.
Okay.
But
There are
well,
some.
some people, but 4 months.
Yes.
Four
My
months. I got.
my paternal grandfather had already moved on and gotten married. Not in that time, but within the month's time frame. It's some people do not know who they are without having a partner when they're adults. I don't know.
They need to find out.
They need
No,
to.
no, you
They're
say that
afraid of themselves.
Yep, they're
you have
afraid of
to
being
understand
alone.
something, Tracy. There are people who have never had a chance to be alone and find out who they are. They've
Right.
always had somebody. They've always had somebody in their life. A
So
girlfriend,
then,
a wife, a girlfriend. They always had somebody in their lives to the point they don't know who they are
mhm.
by themselves. They have to fill that void. They have to fill that void as soon as possible.
But this father, Marlon, he had a child. So let's just say he got over it 4 months, even though I still think that's quick, but he got over it. He
No,
didn't get
no,
over it.
not this one. Not this one.
Because you never get over it. He didn't even bring her when you're in a relationship and there's a child involved. You have to make sure the child is comfortable with that person that you're bringing into the relationship, which is again why I don't want to date a man with kids. You
I
have to
don't.
make sure that that child is comfortable with that person. Now, yes, you'll get the extreme child. You're not my mama, da, 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 like this kid did. But still, if you plan on marrying that person, you have to make sure that your child is at least comfortable enough to say, that's my stepmom or that's my second mom. But this whole thing of you have to call her mom, dude, just admit that you cheated on your wife with this lady. Just admit it. It's so obvious.
If you
And
are
I
out
think
there
that's what's.
thinking to yourself, should I maybe have a talk with my kid about my girlfriend, boyfriend? Should I? Yes, you absolutely
Yeah, you
should.
should.
Before you bring them home.
But here's the funny thing about it, and Mickey, I was trying not to get into it because whiny, he was just 14 when his mom died.
That's
Then months later, his
I
father.
said a bit. I said a bit.
But I'm gonna tell you what made him really whiny and really don't
I
want
think
anything
he
to do
had
with her.
reason
No, when you decided to not only force this
from what I
woman
heard.
to when you try to force this kid to call her mom, then your brilliant idea of helping that alone is to erase everything in that house
Of the actual mom.
and mom.
To the point
Like
where he's hiding pictures. He's
he
hiding.
has to. He has no
Yeah,
choice.
that's why I said she's clearly the side piece that graduated up a level.
And he has said it in the past on something like that, just like every other business. Um, when you move somebody from a side piece to the main piece, you got to replace the side piece.
You sure do.
But